The new directive takes effect immediately, ending more than a decade of encouraging pupils to begin their education in their mother tongue. The Nigerian Education Ministry says pupils taught mainly in local languages have been increasingly performing poorly in national exams. The ministry wants learners to have a good grasp of English, saying this is key to improving literacy across the West African nation of more than 220 million people. Officials insist the return to English will improve learning and raise the performance of learners in a system where the pressure to perform remains high.
Today, the position of the country now is English signed as a medium of instruction in all our schools. The national policy on language has been cancelled.
But in classrooms like this one in Abuja, teachers are uneasy. English teacher Bidoko Arome says the policy ignores the reality of Nigeria's multilingual society and could push struggling students even further behind.
For someone who is teaching in a rural environment, I think it's going to be highly detrimental to the learning of the students. Learning has to take place for performance to improve. If you ban using our local languages in schools and learning does not take place as it should, trust me, performance will be affected.
The debate goes beyond language choice. Education experts say the real test will be whether schools receive the resources needed to support this transition, from retraining teachers to updating learning materials. Without that investment, they warn the policy shift could deepen the very learning crisis it hopes to fix. Nigeria's education sector is already strained. UNICEF says 1 in 3 children cannot read or write by the age of 10, while more than 20 million are out of school. Global studies also show that children grasp concepts faster when taught in their mother tongue. Parents fear that young learners, especially in rural areas, could struggle in English-only classrooms.
Our children, while they are in school, they learn English language, which is the Western language. Sometimes they find it very difficult to apprehend when you are teaching them with that English language. Like my own children now, for instance, if whatever I'm going to teach them while they are being taught in school, I use my local language because that's the language they understood better.
Researchers say countries that adopted mother tongue teaching recorded better comprehension and faster learning. But Nigeria faces a unique challenge, as over 300 languages are used across the country, making nationwide implementation of this latest policy complex and costly.
The truth is, we have this challenge of which language are you going to particularly deploy? If we're going to do 10, that's going to be a lot. What it means is, as even in a particular school, you may be having to deal with several mixed tribes. So how do you handle it? I am suspecting that that's why the Federal Ministry of Education is suggesting that anyway, our lingua franca as a nation is English language, that maybe we should just go ahead and do that.
The government says the English-only mandate will produce better outcomes and prepare students for global competition. But experts argue the rollout must remain flexible and responsive to the needs of young learners navigating a system in transition. As schools across the country adjust to this latest government directive, the debate over language and learning is still far from settled. Kelechi Amekalam, CGTN Abuja, Nigeria.